welcome to this week's episode of The Mortal Spheres, our last call on Friday before the weekend. I'm feeling the weekend vibe this week. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a party coming on. Before we go around and speak to all these wonderful people around the screen, let's go through our channel announcements. We have social links. Check out our Discord, our Twitter, and our YouTube, where you can come and be part of a safe, inclusive society. You can come get yourself a game. Just send me a DM and we'll talk dates. And you can check out all the videos that have previously happened on YouTube. Also, check out our Patreon. He says, spelling it as he types. Patreon, where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. Every dollar is greatly appreciated. And we also put up free articles over there, so check out those as well. You can check out the free articles without making a subscription. Also, we have merch. If you want to get a crest on your chest or on your inner thigh, head over to the Redbubble, where you can buy some tights that do just that. We also have sponsors. Bird and the Storm Publishing. They are a content creator who create modules for D&D and other TTRPGs. You can check out Clearing the Midnight Wheel, which is a module which is on YouTube right now, and you can go and check it out, no problem. Also, we have Magehand Press. Scrap.exe hesitated for a second there. Just another tech issue. Magehand Press, they created the Dark Matter Alpha, which is a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. We use it to play D&D in space on Thursdays at 10 PM EST in the Complete with a Good Business campaign. It's great. Also, Rats, I want one for my outer thigh. Sorry, Kentucky Hawkeye. Redbubble only support people who stand like adventurers. That's their stance. Literally. Also, we have a tweet. Every 10 retweets, you can gift one of us an oddity. We also have some panels below where we've got erasavad.com, ruink.com, and tabletoploot.com. So if you want to go get some maps and cartography, some dice trays or dice bags, Alice is holding one up right now, or some dice. This aren't isn't tabletop loot, but it is a dice. Head over to those. You can get a 10 to 15% discount. Jess! Oh hi! It's Friday. How are you?
I'm muted. Now I'm not. Yes, I'm great. Fabulous. Super great, actually. I'm excited to be here. Hello.
I am going to let you do the intros if you don't mind while I go and fetch myself some water, because responsibly, everyone here, including chat, should have water nearby so they stay hydrated. I'll be
yes, right. Hydration is good. Hi, everyone. I am Burst of Hope on Twitter, and here you can call me Jess, or according to Hans, a very patient GM. They're a good crew. You can find me here on Fridays, obviously playing this game, Strange, courtesy a la Monty Cook Games, in my own little weird campaign, and these cute little starseeds have no idea what they're doing. Throughout the week, you can find me on a lot of other channels playing a lot of other games, because I like having exposure to different players. And let's take it to my right, which is Emery!
Oh, hi. I'm Alice, and I am playing Emery Chapman. This poor character. She is a reporter and a writer, and she came into this thinking, I'll ask a few questions, this will be fine. There won't be any problems, nothing weird will happen. And the exact opposite has happened. So, yeah. And I don't know where she is right now. So I'm looking forward to finding out where she actually is.
Oh, poor Emery. It's okay. It'll be okay. Next, why don't we skip Quan? Well, we can do the Quan. Fine. Quan.
I've just come back to a donation from Gemsong. He smashed our stream goal in one donation.
Hot diggity!
Thank you so much, Gemsong. Keep doing what we do. We will. Thank you. Oh, what a thing to sit down to. Thank you. Are we introducing Quan? Is that what I heard as I put my
yeah.
How does one introduce a Quan? He's a Quan. He wears a lab coat. He looks a bit weird. Sort of frizzy-haired ginger.
He's a ginger.
Yeah, he's
I knew that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's ginger. With like a little tuft of beard as well. Not really a full. Looks like part of it's been burnt off, I think. That might have only happened last week. You're never sure. Yes, that's Quan. And he'll be conducting the weird science in a strange manner. For as long as he can. Especially now he's level 2. Ha.
Oh yes, I'm not sure if I'm ready for the tier 2 characters, but we did it. At the end of last session, we certainly upgraded. Why don't we go to Zelda? Who are we playing?
It's funny you say that, because in my computer malfunctions in the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I didn't have time to upgrade, so I am still plain old Say, and yeah, that's my introduction. Hello, I'm plain old Say. I was an ex-Olympian, and well, not me, but her. She was an ex-Olympian, and now she's got robot arms and legs, so it's not fair, and she's pretty cool. Kind of wish I could be her, but you know, she's just out here trying her best. Roles don't help me with that, so I'm just saying that she's canonically a klutz, and she trips all over herself, even though that probably shouldn't happen, but you know, it happens.
Beautiful. Sorry, last but not least, Harold.
Hey, I'm Hans playing Harold for a change. That's yeah, what I'm doing. But I like the fact that I get to go last because it gave me time to, you know, type all sorts of snarky things and chat while we were doing all this. I appreciate that time. I'm going to keep that up for the rest of the game. That's my contribution for tonight. Hey, it's Friday!
Yeah, we mean Friday.
Friday.
I believe we've already hit 10 retweets on the tweet thing that we did. So why don't I go
We have
ahead
indeed, we've smashed it. We're at 13 already.
and do a roll for which
I
one
vote
is
we
it?
give it to Emery because she wasn't here last time.
Oh, well, that's
Oh, the dice
we'll add
agree.
some weight to it. There you go.
Also, we hit our 4-follower target for the day, so that is another oddity to gift.
Brilliant. I want another drum roll. Yeah. Say, okay, great. Let me roll those out and get those to you in a bit. We'll get there. No biggie.
Hey, and I rolled 20.
a
It looks
bit.
like Say rolled a 0, and that's appropriate.
All of you are zeros, meaning heroes. It'll be great. Just like that. And
God,
I know.
Love
We can
Hercules.
just turn into musicals. Disney's. It's good. Good times. Last time, we were missing Emery because Emery noped the heck out of the space. They had more than their share of Quan and their translation shenanigans. So we have no idea where Emery is at the moment. So why don't we go to the other three? And I'm gonna give it to Harold. Why don't you give us a quick summary?
Yeah, so the quick summary from last time is that there was a lot of testing that they wanted us to do and things they wanted us to go through for no particular reason. They're just seeing what we're going to put up with. They don't really have any plans. They just want to see what we'll actually do if we're given the chance. So Zelda, Say, and Quan obliged him for a while, tried some different things out. You know, I tried some things out too, but really, I'm trying to get the doctors to go away. That's the number one thing I'd like to see happen. Say has attachment issues that we're going to have to work with because she did some sort of weird thing to make everyone connected. I really didn't like that. And then after we got free, Quan managed to create a car and we busted out of that building. They said it effectively is almost the same thing, but we can recurse on our own now. So if we don't really want to deal with their things, we can just do what we want. And I consider that progress.
Indeed, theoretically. Did we miss a thing? I don't have stream open. I
Oh,
saw a heart
we
being
just
thrown.
got a sub from Jedi Yoshi,
Aw.
gifted by Michael Wayne. Thank the pair of you. Jedi Yoshi, you have a reroll to gift someone upsetting Gem Song's lovely balancing, because Gem Song just used his donation to give all of us 4 rerolls, and now everyone has 4 rerolls. Jedi Yoshi, you can unbalance that.
Heck? I'm jealous of all the rerolls.
You've got 4 as well.
Wait, I get a reroll?
Yeah, you can reroll any dice
That's
at the
so much
table. We can
fun.
we
Oh my
can all
God.
reroll anything.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Dislike. Where's my thumbs down emoji?
I'm going to die.
I'm gonna kill you.
I am on my own somewhere I don't know.
You're the least disruptive out of everyone, except maybe Say.
But I'm on my own.
And Say, where exactly are you three right now?
We are in some form of desert. It's very hot and very dry.
As deserts are wont to be.
as deserts are, as one does, and we're still in the room, but
Yeah.
also in the desert.
If you think that, that is a good thing to think. Sure, why not?
I mean,
Maybe.
Quan wanted a slush puppy, so he got a slush puppy. So, with the power of his mind, he generated a slush puppy.
Well, buddy.
Thank you so
got
much,
some
Kentucky
love.
Hawkeye, for the 5 sub gifts tonight.
Is it
Fantastic.
Kentucky? Oh, I didn't even put that.
Yeah, it's Kentucky Hawkeye. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, hi, Hawkeye, hello.
So,
Great.
Carbon Skies, Alice, Beetlejuice, Pliant Reality, and Kyle Chenier. If you are lurking right now, you all have rerolls to gift to your characters if you wish.
Hang on, I can gift a reroll?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you got gifted a sub.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Harold in case he has to pick up Breck again.
We'll make sure to pick up again.
That's beautiful.
Hey, stick around.
But yes, we are in a desert, and for surprise sake, I didn't read everyone's world, their recursion thing, so I don't know what world we're in. If-
Oh, that's fine. I mean, not all recursions exist in text.
I really thought that this one would have been donated by Alice because it fits with one of Alice's fandoms, but then she told me that she didn't submit any
I
recursions,
forgot.
and my mind's blown.
I think I might know what it is then. If you think, no, I'll be quiet.
Arabian Nights.
I love how paranoid and like plannery you guys are right now, because that's real cute.
Maybe
Okay.
something with the worms and Beetlejuice.
Worm. God, I don't remember Beetlejuice. I was a wee lass.
That's
Okay.
okay.
The desert. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Every week for
No,
a
no,
Shade
okay,
Hans
I'm so
Wade.
impressed. Anyway,
Every week.
hey, I'm just really glad that I've got this good lumbar support in this chair and that I've got nice warm slippers on. That's all I want.
Oh my god. Not only, Hans, not only do we both have the same chair.
Yep. Okay, I took mine off because it's very hot in this room. But
The parallels are uncanny.
yeah, these chairs, if you roll over your foot, it is done. I have
Oh.
done that a couple times.
Please don't roll over your foot.
I'm
Not
sat on a
midstream.
bed. I don't have a chair.
That's okay.
But
We're
you're fine.
working on getting Alice a setup. It's a work in progress.
I love the background. It's very cute. Okay, back in seat.
Sorry.
Yes, okay.
So bad.
No, we're running behind, so I just want to make sure you're squeezing all the goodness. You are in a desert. You sweated a lot. Quan rubbed a lot of pineapple green grape slush puppy on his face. It's now manifested upon a reroll into a cup. You can sippy sip. And I believe Harold was the only one who noticed that upon the horizon, a dark, dusty cloud of maybe giant scorpions may be traversing towards you. And you got a little bit of a time before they maybe get to you. How are we feeling?
I mean, wonderful. I can't see it.
I'm very hot. Very, very hot. It's not pleasant. Not pleasant at all.
I'm sorry. I just like he Chewbacca met Quan for a second.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Very hot. That makes sense.
I think I've just upset my dog as well. She's heard an Irishman upstairs and now she's like, what? 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 I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna calm down.
That's fine. That's fine. You're gonna miss my exposition. I hate you. Just kidding. I love you.
To be fair, he will have no idea in character what's going on anyways.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. So if you guys look around at each other,
Hmm.
you notice that you don't quite look the same as you did when you left the spot. Bork. Harold, if you look down, what were you normally wearing?
A pair of jeans, plaid shirt, work boots.
Great, cool. You're now wearing a khaki sort of poncho over everything. And that poncho does have a hood. Say your limbs all seem to have a covering to appear that you are normal. You feel like maybe it's just a silicone graft, but it's weird seeing that your limbs are not all cool and mechanical and you have no access to adjusting them or looking at them. Quan, we don't know what's under your lab coat, but we do know what's over your lab coat is a similar looking poncho to Harold's. Yep. Okay, cool. Say, why don't you go ahead and roll me a 1d6.
A 1. We're
Okay.
starting off strong.
That's okay. And then a 1d, excuse me, a 1d100.
I thought you'd rolled a 1 on a 1d100. I was like...
The odds! The stats!
Immediately start playing Cthulhu.
A 41.
Okay, cool. Noted. Harold, what are you doing?
Well, we've scanned the horizon. We've established that there's definitely a threat incoming.
Correction. You, not we.
The royal we.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that I need to
Harold
clarify.
suddenly became royal.
All right, so Harold has scanned the horizon and has noticed that there is definitely an incoming threat. Quan is close enough to tuck behind his back like a baby duckling, so that's fine. Say is out and, capable, so that's fine. The one I'm wondering about is Emery, and specifically how much help we could get from Emery. Can I offer a player intrusion, because I have 1 XP, to contact Emery telepathically, or attempt so?
What other, do you have any sort of remote abilities? Or maybe I can justify if you spent probably 4 points of intellect with or without edge.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I would definitely spend 4 points of intellect if we want to do that. Have our pools refreshed from last game?
I don't know, did you spend some time to rest? Did you still have your instant action? They'll reset every time, so we can assume this time around that they refresh, but going forward, yeah. Just let me know
Okay,
when
so
you refresh.
Next time you want me to do refreshing. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Will do. And yeah, I will definitely spend 4 points of intellect.
Beautiful. Roll me a 1d20, just straight.
A d20 straight. Let me find some buttons for that.
Well then, how do you want to reach out to the ethers to try and contact Emery?
So Harold's theory is that Emery is the one doing all the hard work no matter what, if there's anything telepathic going on. But what he's going to do is just very focused and mentally loud. He's going for loud. He's just going to say, Emery. Emery, we could use some help over here.
As we flash over to Emery, you can't at the moment see anything around you, but you get a little bit of static in your ear, and through that static you hear Harold trying to reach out to you.
Emery.
Harold?
Yes.
How are you doing this?
I have no idea really, but we're about to fight a lot of insects in the desert, and I could probably use a hand.
Hang on, wait, where are you? Where am I?
How about I just continue thinking really hard and you come over here?
I mean, we can try that.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay, and at that moment, all you hear is an "all right, okay," Harold, and you can't hold that connection any longer. And Emery's very clueless in terms of, okay, they need help. They don't know where you are at. But you did your job. You got the message across. Hopefully Emery comes through at some point. And last session, I believe I'd said how far away the scorpions were. It's going to take about in-game half an hour for them to get to you. So there's no imminent danger, but plans should be arisen, perchance. Figure out what are you going to do? Try to find them? Try to escape them?
Should probably tell Say. Say,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
you see that cloud out there on the horizon?
Oh.
It
Yeah.
looks like pretty big scorpions.
You can see it from here?
Yeah.
Or effect.
It's like a big attack.
Can you tell if it's coming closer? Or is it just...
No, they're coming
There.
right at us.
Oh god, we should get out of here then.
I figure we just fight them when we get here. I just want to make sure you were aware.
Oh, fighting clouds of scorpions. Okay, should we do that, or should we, like, not get stung by scorpions?
I mean, I'm not really sure. Just try not to let them hurt Quan.
Okay, I mean, it's up to you. I have less body surface area for them to sting, so...
Yeah, I figure you'll handle yourself, but, you know. He's drinking a slushie in the desert.
I'm sure the sugar is really attractive to them as well.
Quan,
Yeah.
while they're talking, roll me an intellect defense roll.
Ooh, intellect defense. I am trained in that.
Okay. How fast are you slurping the slush puppy?
Brain freeze.
So fast. It's so hot. I'm slurping so fast. And Phantom Rollboo, thank you so much for the weird number of bits. Come at me. I can drink Slurpees all day. Major effect, immune to brain freeze.
In fact, instead of a brain freeze, you get a brain blast. And what kind of power? You can ask me as a GM one question.
Oh. Does it have to be right now, or can I save it? Because if it's right now off the top of my head, it's going to be something weird.
It has to be in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's always going to be something weird. That was the hand throw. Okay, so Harold is told to say the danger is imminent. They need to figure something out. Oh my god, what was that bug? And Quan is slurping slush puppies and not getting brain freezes. It's fine. Go about your maniacal plans.
Hey, Quan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be... You see that cloud? That looks like giant scorpions.
Oh. Make sure to grab me a sample, but have fun now, won't you?
Yeah. Don't go anywhere.
Nowhere. It freezes right there. Okay, so what's the plan? I don't quite understand what's going on here.
Well, I will be holding back and avoiding the fight because I have started taking things that are more healer-based.
Ooh!
Mechanically.
Okay. And Harold and Say are posting out, getting ready to smash these guys.
I figure they're going to be coming at us, and yes, I plan to...
How big are we talking, Harold? Like
Big.
Like really big? Like
Well, I mean, they're really far away. I have no idea.
Is it a mirage? No one knows. What is size in this world? What is distance?
are we talking like rat or cat or dog or
Horse.
elephant? Horse-sized scorpion? Oh god.
Sure.
Corn will just wander over. Why don't you go and run and take a look? You probably fashion them. Probably.
Oh, I could probably get to them, but it's the getting away from them that I'm worried about.
Well, you could run along them, and then run along the front of them, and then run back again. Do it in like a little circle.
That's not a terrible idea. But also, don't want to die to horse-sized scorpions.
Tater balancing out the bits.
Bless. Oh my god, thank you. I feel
that's
so
great.
complete.
I feel like a whole different type of bit war is about to start. You know, normally it's people trying to do the highest. I can just see someone doing another.
Bit
I
warfare.
might cry. So Say is keen to go run around the scorpions? Do a once around, or?
Basically, do like a loop in front of them, so like where you're close enough to kind of like be able to actually judge size and what
Okay.
you're kind of seeing, and
A
then
loop-de.
back.
Okay,
A loop-de-loop.
great. Do you want to utilize any of your abilities, or do you just want to make a straight speed roll? Or do you yes.
Probably just
Oh,
a straight
thanks.
speed roll.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see how those rolls are going for you today.
Thank you so
Four.
much,
Ah!
Michael Wayne, for gifting a sub to Wanderer Otter,
What a
who
sweet
has
name.
nothing but compliments for Zell. That means we hit our sub goal as well, so we get another oddity.
Okay, I would like to make a suggestion. If anyone gifts a sub, if you don't want to gift a reroll, we can continue with the oddity giftings. What is that pointing? Does it point in my face?
I have like 6 rerolls. Can I reroll?
Yeah, please.
The
Please.
first roll of the game, and it's a 3. It's
Oh.
worse. It's worse.
I mean,
You
you've
wanna
got
go
more
for broke?
I don't know what I was expecting.
We might
double or
not
nothing,
need to do
double or
it.
nothing.
Oh no. The curse continues.
Another reroll or nay? Yeah or nay?
Sure, let's just keep-
Because the first one, you like were ready to jolt off, and you were discombobulated because you can't see any of your mechanics, and you're like, foom, and you lost purchase in the ground. And you're like, nope, that was a false start, JK, let me bang bang the gun again. And then the second one was a real false start, and you just face planted into the dirt.
that's into the sand. That
Yeah.
sounds like me. Okay, we're gonna use another reroll and see a nat 1. It only gets worse. It only is downhill from here.
Maybe it's gonna loop around.
I love voice.
For real though, we signed Zell up to play Call of Cthulhu at this rate.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
Clip
dead.
that,
I'm dead
please.
in the first session.
You were averaging a 9 last session, and
That's-
now we're at a
A
solid
6,
2.
I think.
Okay. So in the system, me as a GM absolutely loves nat ones because I don't have to give you XP and I can intrude upon your space. Okay, so you're face down in the dirt and you're like, one more try! And out from the sand pops a little sand snake, and he wraps around your wrist and he bites down.
And breaks his teeth on my mechanics.
He
Please?
does. He bites down, but it's like he wanted to bite down on your arm. And you feel a jolt go right up your arm, and you feel disconnected from your hand. If you try to wiggle your fingers, you don't have control, and that arm has gone limp.
Sort of like whisper to Harold as I imagine to say he's got a little bit ahead. I don't think the desert agrees with Say at all. She's all over the place. Look at her.
The little snake, once he does his deed, wanders off, buries itself back in the sand, skittles away. As you see your compatriot on the ground, now with a limp noodle of an arm. Quan, Harold, what are you doing?
I am walking in Say's direction. Say.
Yes, yeah, Harold?
Yeah. Give you a hand?
Is that a joke?
What do you mean?
Either the non-working arm or the not having actual hands, I don't know. It's one or the other. It's a multifaceted joke.
No, I'm not good at those.
That was kind of funny, but yeah,
Now,
I do.
Say, if we get you back to the lab and you give me about an hour, I reckon I can fix that. But I don't think we've got an hour in the sand.
Is it cheap, or is it going to cost me an arm and a leg?
Usually I can make it out of spare parts. A couple of $100 maybe.
That's not too bad. But right now, that's not going to help. Thank you for the offer, but yeah.
Reminder that you have ciphers. I don't know. Actually, I'm blind to what ciphers you have, so I don't know if anyone has something remotely useful in this situation.
Actually, possibly, maybe.
With all of this happenstance, are we giving up on the Say scouting idea?
I'm not doing so well in the sand, Lord.
Why don't you see how fast you can do something, Quan? Because this isn't going to be good if her arm's not working when they come in.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Fix it.
Oh, with the arm. Like I say, I can modify devices, but I do need spare parts, a lab, and... Well, I mean... I do, of course, have... I hold my suitcase. I do, of course, have my little lab with me. But we'd need spare parts, and I don't think it's going to be an hour before them scorpions are upon us.
How far back is that car we took?
I could take parts out of the car, that's right. Right, here's what we do. Say, me and you are going to lock ourselves in the car. Are you following? We lock ourselves in the car.
I thought it was a top-down car. Or was it a Subaru?
No, I definitely drew it. I definitely drew it. I put it in Discord. Do you remember?
Sedan.
We'll lock ourselves in the car. I'll get out my lab on the back seats. I'll fix your hand. And Harold, you can fight off the scorpions. I'm sure you'll be great at it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Now, Quan, what makes you think Harold is going to be good at fighting off scorpions?
I don't know, but he seems like a good sort of chap. He lifted me for a long time.
Okay. Great. Upon discussing this and the shenanigans that poor Say tried to clip into, they're about halfway from where they originally started, so they're getting closer. You got maybe 10-15 minutes upon it before they're like up in your face.
So I'm gonna lay out my lab on the back seats, undo my suitcase, lay out the lab on the back seats, lay Say down in the passenger seat, arm up, and I will spend 4 intellect points to use. Can I click this into the chat? No, I don't know if I can or not. There we go. Modify device. I'm gonna jury rig his arm back together. Her arm back together.
Okay. You must need one spare parts field start kids permanent lab difficulty of 3.
You might be able to take parts out of your thought car.
Thought car to real arm.
Here.
Now, the first part of this is, what are you going to do about the silicone covering? You're just going to try, like, you don't even know if it's actually connected to any theoretical nerve endings. We try to surgically remove it.
I'm just going to peel it off.
Ooh.
I assume it's like a glove. I'm just going to start pulling it off the head.
Okay, give me a might roll.
Oh.
If you're just using your hands. Rolls. Yeah, there's no purchase on it. It's just, it seems like it tugs a little, like skin is moved to want, little elasticity. You might have to figure out some sort of scalpel device.
Right, I need to make a scalpel. First thing I need to do is get a serrated bit of metal. Now, say, I know you're awfully fast. With that speed, did you gain any strength?
Some, yeah.
Great, can you punch a hole in the roof and get me a nice serrated bit of roof?
Oh god, I can try.
I only need a little bit, not enough for a scorpion to get through.
I'll take one finger and try and just like poke a hole in the roof and see if I can get it to like jut
Easy
out.
peasy. The material is like the way a car would work. There's like felt-ish cloth material. You can poke through that just fine and hit the metal, but you're gonna have to pierce through that. And at that point, you can give me a.
Oh god.
roll.
Here we go.
It's coming back. You've gone
With
around the cycle.
Your good hand, you pierce through the ceiling, you pierce through the metal of the roof, and you're able to, like, if you wanted to, like, can opener pry it apart, you could probably grab a good, sharp, thin edge of metal.
I'm going to try and do that without ripping the whatever covering I have on my other hand.
Okay. Yeah, I won't torture you anymore. That's fine. You can do it. You gently hand over this scrappy piece of metal to Quan, who... How much do you trust Quan, say?
Well, I mean, as long as he's not breaking parts of my arm, then it can't get any worse, right?
I mean, you were the only one to provide a sample of your blood to them.
I'm pretty trusting of Quan already, I think.
I've still
Alright.
got that sample as well, because I'm fairly sure I only drank my own.
Yeah. I still think there was no way you're going to separate it, but fine. Quan, you have this jagged piece of metal in your hand, and I imagine you're going to carefully... Now, where do you want to make the incision?
I guess I'll make it where I was trying to pull it, around the wrist like a glove, so I can just remove the rest of the hand. Hopefully it'll just come away. I'll start peeling it like I'm flaying her.
Yes, I think, if I may, I'm probably going to X that. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe you want to get all of it off at the shoulder, rather than just the wrist.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. I'd appreciate that.
Okay, cool. So I'll just take the silicone off then.
Sweet. It slides off fairly easy. You're able to see any Say's arm normal as you found it in the room, and you kind of gather down, look at the mechanics and stuff, and roll me just some straight intellect roll, just to kind of scan and glance over it to try and understand how it's working or not. Yeah, you look down at the arm and you're like, well, there's a dead arm.
Yes.
Start poking around. How do you want to try and repair it?
Well, it's definitely a dead arm. Maybe I can find something, a loose thing. Like, you know, sometimes people can just tell what's broken or which line of code doesn't work. And I'm hoping that I can look at this dead arm and maybe I can just, even if I don't understand it, I'll just see a pattern that's a little bit out of place or something.
Sure. I'll offer you a GM intrusion to that. And who would you like to give the other XP to, Quan?
I'll give it to Say, since they are trusting me so much.
That's so good. So sweet of you. Now, through the first pass through, you're scanning and you're like... Normally when you scan something, you have a little guy in your head, or rather your ear, telling you what's going on, what you're looking at. In the first scan through, you didn't see or hear anything from our little boy Philip. Boy Obato is missing. And you kind of tap your ear and you notice he's not there. And as you tap your ear, there's like a yes, you called, and it's Philip's talking in your head.
Philip, how you doing? How are the feelings?
Oh, I still have them. I don't know what to do with them.
Try embracing them.
Okay.
Or bottling them up. That's a good thing to do. Just bottle them all up. Don't worry about them until later.
Containment sounds good. That sounds good. You tapped me on. Do you need something? What are you doing? I can't quite see.
Right now, I am modifying this young athlete's arm, and I can't make head nor tail about it. I need some Google.
That's really archaic knowledge, Quan. But okay. Let me help you scan through it. Why don't you give another pass through? Where was the injury made?
About there. I just point.
Right. Remember when I told you I have no visual on the thing? Here, maybe try tapping the other side of your head.
Didn't I give you a little monocle?
Yeah, but clearly, do you see? Like, something happened wherever you traveled. I'm not in your ear. I don't have a monocle externally.
Oh, you're not in my ear! Ah!
No, you tapped me awake. Yeah, go ahead. Tap the other side of your head. Normally I'm on this side. Tap this side. Let me see. Nope. A little bit harder. Oh, I'm getting a little something, a little fuzzy, but I can adapt to your ear. Yeah, there you go. I see through your oculars. Okay. All right, go ahead. So where again was the injury?
Say, it was right here, wasn't it, where the snake bit you?
Where are you pointing?
On their arm.
Great. Say, do you want to specify where the snake bit ya?
Yes. I assumed that it was kind of near the forearm area, just being that, like, if I was putting my hands down in, like, a racer start kind of deal before running, it would be like you would have jumped out of the sand kind of around the wrist area.
Smart, very smart. Yes, indeed. So Quan and Philip can see this, and you start scanning it. You're like, okay, it looks like rather than a normal snake injecting venom, they were able to tap into some of the finer pieces of wiring in the forearm and send an electrical pulse to disable it. So there's no puncture wounds, but you're thinking maybe a zap of some sorts would reboot the arm.
Alright, say, I'm gonna zap you.
You have any zapping powers?
No, I don't, but this is a car. So there'll be a fuse box under the glove box. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 cables off the fuse box. There should be about 12 volts or more coming from the battery. And I'll just connect one end to the other end.
So you're gonna connect fine, high-tech pieces of machinery to low brain-tech pieces of car machinery.
Well, just to give it a zap.
Okay, are you...
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried.
Any way to inhibit the voltage going straight through, say, his arm, to say consent to this experiment?
All right, I'll take the sharp bit of metal and I'll cut it into as many discs as I can. I'll wedge them together with a little bit of plastic between each one to create a capacitor. I'll put the no, that'll be a resistor. I'm gonna create the resistor there, then I'll make another little thing there, which is a capacitor. I'll make a short RC circuit between the car fuses coming in and onto the arm, so therefore I can limit the amount of power that comes through, even if it will still fluctuate below a certain degree. Should make it only cap at about 5 volts.
Okay.
Okay, I love that, but I also have a Cypher that has the ability to deplete part or all of energy coming from something.
My God.
I love where you're going with this. But I feel like the Cypher's job is to deplete part of energy. So, I mean, if you can find a way to use that, and I will show you the stopwatch and say that it's if you press this button, and it's the start button, it will start taking energy from one thing to another. Don't press the other button. Do not. Don't press it.
Why would you tell me not to press the button?
Let's just say if you press the button, after you press the start button, it may explode.
Right. So,
Don't press it. The button that says lap, don't press that button.
So I press this button, and I point straight at the lap button.
No, absolutely not. The button that says start, you can press the stop button.
Right.
Don't press the lap button.
So I press the start button.
Yes.
And then it starts.
And it starts, and
then
there'll
I
be a
press
timer. No
the
count.
lap button.
No, then you press the stop button.
I'm not getting this.
Quan has never manipulated a stopwatch in his life. The lapping is so confusing.
Don't press the middle button. The middle button is bad. Look, I've even taken a red marker and colored it red.
You've made it red!
It's a red button.
Oh, why would you make it red? That's the most pushable color.
Red is also the most exploding button color.
Oh,
So
you've literally made a big red button.
it's a small red button, but
Oh,
yeah, red button, bad button. Okay?
Upon giving that instruction, Quan, I need you to make 2 intellect rolls. 1 for your willpower to not press the red button, and 2 for understanding the instructions to be able to adequately contribute to this process.
I'm not going to use any effort on the not pressing the lap button check.
Oh, God. Oh.
Thank God.
I'm going to use 2 levels of effort on the understand what the hell's going on button.
Sure. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Still.
Apparently you needed it.
Apparently I needed it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So with the effort spent, you're A-okay. So all of the willpower you were spending to be like, not the red button, not the red button, not the red button, you're just barely able to concentrate on how exactly to use the stopwatch to help say. But you're able to do it. Now, what does it look like? Are you making any weird sounds this time around?
Well, I'll be, No, do you know what, actually, when I get down to it, I'm actually a little bit more technical and efficient. I just, if anything, I'm just sitting there concentrating.
Okay.
I will have a little bit of a marker, though, and I will make notes on any spare surface on Say's arm. Like, like I'll just say, I'll just put, like, numbers or letters or things to say which bit connects to which bit. I'm just gonna, it's like I'm graffitiing on his arm, but in a very technical way.
Technical, not cool. Got it. Say, why don't you explain what it feels like to have this cipher activated upon you successfully?
This cipher, as I'm picturing it, the cipher drains energy.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's running the energy from the car to the capacitor, is what I was thinking, because it's a draining capacitor. That's the name of the cipher itself. So that I am not getting 120 volts sent straight into my arm and to probably my heart or my nervous system, which would be extremely painful.
I love it. Oh, bless these people. They are so quick for this. I love it. 42's, 42's okay. That's an answer to things. So I'm okay with that, but I'm even better with the even 60. That's great. Beautiful. All right.
I imagine the feeling would be like, have you ever done the Szechuan thing where you put Szechuan peppercorns in your mouth and your tongue vibrates?
Yeah, haven't we all?
Okay, it feels like there's a almost like it's a vibrating feeling. Like, don't laugh at me.
The spices are vibrating. Ah!
Oh my god.
That's very true. A certain picklebrick is partial to spice. We are in a desert.
I much prefer. I much prefer. What do I prefer? I much prefer slushies, slush puppies.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Yeah,
They're
so
very
you
cooling.
have this vibrating, tingling hot, and you're a-okay now. You kind of flex and you're fine. So you've got one arm that looks normal, one arm that is back to being cyborgy and functional.
I do enjoy having functional limbs. And I'm gonna roll that sleeve, that human skin sleeve, but not actually human skin sleeve, back up.
Okay. All right.
The protection is invaluable.
Oh, I like where you're going with that. I can accept that. Okay, so while all of this is going on, Harold, what were you doing? Just guarding the car?
Yes, in a very boring fashion, just crouching, like just looking, eyes out on the horizon, right next to the driver's side door, waiting for something more exciting to happen.
Sure. Upon coming into this recursion, you did notice you had a bit of a weight in one of your pockets that wasn't there before. And if you were to reach in and investigate why it's so heavy, you're going to notice you have brass knuckles that kind of extend out into almost mini Wolverine claws. I think like
thank you.
pork shredders, but more effective.
Yes, that is excellent.
Bruce Lee's.
Yeah. Do you put them on immediately or you just save them for a later date?
I put them on about 5 minutes ago.
Excellent. And as you guys are doing all of this crazy science in the back of an imagined car, I would say you have about 5 minutes before these scorpions come at you, bruh. And we're gonna leave it there for you guys peacefully waiting for your end to come. I mean, what?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna smash cut to Emery. So you had noped the fuck out of that white room. As soon as you guys had hit that blackboard, came back to the room, you saw your compatriots, and then Quan just started spewing a whole lot of languages, and you were just like, I cannot even, this is enough. And you were so mentally distraught that you were able to leave the room. This time around, though, you feel like it's that sort of subconscious hitting, like a lucid dream. Like you might have control, you might not, and you're in a very dark space. Those gold flecks of dust are surrounding you, but you don't see any pockets or windows or anything. And this is for your clarity before Harold reached out to you. How are you feeling?
I think she's feeling stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when Harold breaks through, that's probably another thing that touches a nerve in her head, having someone else in her head. And she's probably trying to say, breathe, Emery, it's fine, you can do this. Like she's giving herself a pep talk.
Mm-hmm. That's very Emery, I believe that. In your head, in your head. All right. It's pretty quiet. Nothing super ominous about it at the moment, and you're able to find peace. There's absolute silence compared to when Breck is around you, and you're able to calm down. Okay, and you get to that peaceful moment where you can kind of assess what you're doing and what do you want to figure out here.
I think the first thing she wants to do is, after just steadying her breathing, calming herself down, she's like, right, where am I? Like, and just starts looking around to try and just find anything where she can gain some knowledge of where she actually is, ground herself.
Based off of what I honestly forget. Were you here when Dr. Maribeth was around? The red-headed scientist? No, that was last session. Okay, so you... Okay. All right. You know some fishy shenanigans are happening, and you signed up for something more than you had bit off. And in this space, you can kind of... It's like you're floating, like you're drifting out at sea. There could be something trying to snatch your ankles, but right now it's just complete peace. And if you move around like a hand or an arm, you kind of see more flecks of dust, and you think you see shadows through those dust particles of something.
I think if she sees them, she'll sort of pause out of concern, but, well, not gonna get anywhere if I don't, and just push past like these gold particles and try and get cautiously towards these shadows.
Yeah, if you start like waving in front of you, you kind of, it seems like it's almost like dusting off a mirror and wiping it down, and you start to see clearer and clearer pictures. And you see people in long black lab coats, very unlike Kwan's lab coat. Black, gold trim. It looks like you can see on the collar of one of them, the embroidery just says OSR. And they look like they're just gathering around a hub of sorts, lots of buttons, lots of holograms, and kind of studying around and looking at things. But that's all you can gain from like just wiping it out. You get vision, you don't have sight, you don't have hearing.
Yeah, she'll stare at them for a moment and then take a few steps closer.
Mm-hmm. The essentially the window that you wiped down, it seems to follow you as you take a step closer, but also the picture that you're envisioning zooms in, so you're able to see them even closer. You see there's 3 lab-coated individuals, one with long hair, long red fiery hair.
Hello?
Are you just saying that out loud,
Yeah,
or
she's saying it out loud first.
Okay. They give no acknowledgement to hearing you.
If I reach out, is it like I can touch this window almost sort of thing? Or is there a physical thing there?
Like not tactily like hitting a tablet, but if you make gestures, you seem to be able to control that. So like pushing it was a zoom in on the scene.
And then she'll sort of close her eyes for a second and focus. And then reach out again with her mind to see if she can contact them.
So you're gonna try to use telepathy on one of them?
Yes.
Okay. The other 2 individuals, aside from the fiery-haired, a female-bodied person, short, crew-cut black hair, and one like longer, almost a unfortunate bowl cut with blonde hair. Which one do you choose to reach out to?
Is there one that in particular looks like they're in control? Or maybe the others are looking at one of them?
I would say the red-haired woman seems to be gauging all of the mechanics at the hub and kind of talking between the 2 individuals. And then the black-haired crew cut, he's a taller gentleman, and he seems to be overseeing it, just kind of arms folded, nodding and watching the situation.
She'll probably reach out to him then.
Okay. What do you want to say to reach out to them?
She's literally just going to say hello like she said before.
Okay. You'll see him kind of quirk his head, and his ear turns towards your view, but he doesn't respond in kind.
Aha! I I can see you are ready to learn.
She will probably try this with each of them, reach out to each one before she does anything else.
Okay. Blondie or redhead first?
Probably the redhead.
Okay. As you say hello questioningly to the redhead, she perks up animatedly and she's like, oh, I know that voice. I've spoken to you this way before. Hello, Emery. What are you doing?
What's your name?
My name is Dr. Maribeth Baines.
Hello, Doctor. What is this?
My dear, you're going to have to specify what this you want me to define for you.
Where am I?
That's a good question. You seemed a little bit distraught in the room, and you seem to have disappeared on your own. Now, the rest of them are exploring their powers, but you didn't stay with them, so I'm intrigued.
How do I get to them?
Do you want to get to them?
Yes, I do.
I'm sure you could get to them. There's nothing in particular I can do to assist that. And if you're staring very carefully at her, you can kind of read the micro bits of body language because she is talking in her head, not aloud, but she's trying to give indication to her two other peoples that something is going on. Like a finger twitch or maybe a scribbled written hand like note. It's just science, dear. You just have to do what you did and make your way back to them. Although they didn't tell you where they were going, so...
Just science, right. Okay. And she'll sort of cut off the connection, effectively.
Okay.
And
lots of love.
Step back. And you're gonna have to tell me if I can do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach out to Harold again, not to talk, but to try figure out where he is. Then I'd like to use one of my ciphers.
Okay. After you reach out to Harold, you want to use the cipher?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there any ability in particular you want to try and use to gain an asset to manually reaching out to Harold without sight?
I think it's probably going to be telepathically. Just try and reach out, and whether it's get a sense of where he is. She's going to close her eyes and just try and focus on that one spot.
Okay. Without sight, it's going to be 2 steps more difficult, so it's going to be hindered quite a bit. I would say since Harold was somehow able to will his way into your mind, I'll take that down another notch, so it's only 1 step more difficult. So you're going to need to roll a 12 or higher on an intellect roll.
Can I reroll, please?
You got rerolls for days,
Yeah,
don't y'all?
exactly. Oh my god. I'm going to use one more reroll.
So close, yet so far away.
Okay,
And rerolls on this channel, we take the last one, not the best one.
Yeah, 0.
Take the last one. Yep.
Okay, just for clarify, just for my sweet. All right, so the first one, you reach out, you're like, I've been doing it more publicly, it seems fine, and you get a whole lot of nothing. And you're like, great. It almost for a second feels like you're reaching back out to the so-called scientists. If you're keeping an eye on that window that you made, they are way more animated. They're not looking at the graphs at the moment. And you can't make heads or tails of what it is, but there are 4 distinct screens that they're looking at. But the doctor, the red-headed one that you talk to, Maribeth is talking to the crew-cut black-haired man, and he looks very stern and concerned, but also curious. He's just aloof, and he doesn't seem like he's going to interject, but she seems so animate, like, and points to a screen and like, and second time around, whole lot of nothing, and then you get complete and utter silence. You know what? For funsies, roll me 1d20.
Oh god. 19.
Beautiful. With that 2, you are trying so hard to reach out to Harold. And you, instead of Harold, reach out and you hear a unfortunate snort, maybe a leftover slurp, and you know before you reach out and say anything that you have picked up on our lovely buddy Quan.
Yeah, and you probably hear first of, oh, damn it. Like, okay. Breck, don't freak out.
You know you're not supposed to be in my brain. Last time I put you on a chair.
I understand, Breck, but I need you. Where are you? Can you focus on where you are for me?
I am with Say in the car, of course.
Of course. Where is the car?
In the middle of the desert.
What desert, Breck? Is this like an actual desert, or is this like a desert in your mind?
Both. It's more likely to be a desert in Say's mind.
Right. Okay. And she just, like, physically to herself throws her arms a bit in the air. It's not like a phone. I can't hand this over to anyone else.
While you're very frustrated, Quan, why don't you go ahead and roll me a 1d6?
That I can do.
Not you.
Oh, sorry.
Emery. My fault for not clarifying.
6.
Beautiful. And a 1d100 for me, please.
57.
Great. Beautiful.
Oh, now I'm not nervous at all.
As you are trying to contact and get useful bits of information from Quan, how would you... Now humor me. Just how would you describe your breathing? Is it heightened, frustrated, huffing, or...
Emery is... I think she can feel it quickening, but she's trying to keep it calm.
Okay. So with the initial retweets that we got, your oddity that appears before you upon your face in this ether is a pair of glasses that purr and coo softly when you are breathing rapidly.
So do these just appear on my face?
They certainly do.
Yes.
And I will let you choose what kind of frames they are.
Oh, there are so many things I could do here. Like, I could go full Elton John.
You could. You could do, like, detective sunglasses. You could do wiry.
Oh my god, aviators.
Yeah. It's up to you.
I think, actually, they'd be those really over-the-top. Like, reading, like, glasses, not sunglasses. They'd be actual, just massive glasses. I'm picturing my dad's glasses.
Like big, thick bifocal glasses?
Yeah, I'm picturing the glasses my dad wore in the late 70s because, like, Coke bottle thick.
Yeah.
Glasses.
If you try to remove them, you find that you could take them off or you could slide them up and they come right back.
Yeah, and these probably magnify my eyes as well. Like, that's how
I'll allow it.
big these are.
I'll allow it. You get some crazy googly eyes now.
And she just, like, tries to pull them up and down and, like, She's, Breck, what did you do? Breck!
I haven't done a damn thing. I'm fixing her. I promise you I'm fixing her.
Fixing what? Fixing who?
Say,
What happened to Say?
the desert.
Like, and then I hear that purring kick up, like, much quicker. It's like, okay, it's okay.
The desert doesn't agree with her.
No, it doesn't.
But it's alright. I think she's pretty much fixed now.
I'm sorry, I can hear the purring. Why is it making me sleepy?
Paired with Quan's theme, it's just music to your lullabies.
No, Scrap will know, what chat won't know is that everything makes me sleepy. Like,
It's
everything.
very easy to make Alice yawn.
Yeah, you said the word yawn.
Alright, so you have purring glasses, you're dealing with Quan, it's very distracting. Are you getting any useful references? Or do you want to try and convince... I don't know. I'd give you an asset to try and attempt to make a connection with one of the other two. Harold.
I think if Quan is near Say, she'll try and reach out to Say. Like, adjust these glasses for a second and blink a couple of times and then try reach out to Say.
Are you going to try and control your... you know what? No, you were trying to. Go ahead and roll me a straight intellect roll.
This is so soothing.
Do you say goodbye to Quan as you try to exit?
Yeah, I'll be like, try and finish off, but quickly be trying to contact Say.
Okay. The purring is still kind of resumed. You're just like way too strung out. You just finished dealing with Quan. What if to you it's only felt like maybe 5 minutes had passed in the void before Harold was like freaking out, reaching out to you, and then they've been out there for like at least an hour at this point. So you still have soft purring, but you no longer hear Quan. And you just barely managed to reach out to Say. So now you got Say going on. And
Say?
As Emery moves away from my brain, can I try and use my ability to make it easier for Emery to translate to us? That one.
that would be interesting. Would you think in character Quan would be quick-witted enough to think like, oh, Emery's trying to get to us, or Emery was just trying to ask where we were? Like, would you make 2 and 2 together in that moment?
I think that they would put it together.
Okay, so I'd say by the time that connection pulls out and you kind of hear that muted silence, you in character would want to kind of attune to all that is the essence of Emery that you now know of. It would have been easier if you gotten a sample of Emery, but you're doing your best. So Emery might have a help and an asset when they actually want to schmoof on over. But yeah, let's see what you have to say.
Emery will reach out to Say and be like, Say, can you hear me?
Emery!
Yeah. Are you okay? Apparently, like, Quan's fixing you?
Okay, was thinking about going to check on these giant scorpions. It
What?
happened. He left that part out. Oh yeah, no, there's giant scorpions on the horizon. They're probably coming towards us. Other than that, I got bit by a snake. It was like, not poisonous, but it made my arm go limp, and we're trying to get it all sorted out. It's really nice to hear from you. I'm glad you're alive.
Yeah, you where are you?
We are in a desert. I don't know which one.
Can you, I don't know, focus? This is going to sound really weird, but can you focus on your location? Other than the
Yes.
car.
So just like think about where we are right now.
Where you are and your surroundings and where Breck is and where Harold is.
Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. And I will put my brain to work and just like basically mental picture what I'm seeing as best as I can.
Is Emery then able to reach out and use her Cypher?
Go ahead and explain to me what the Cypher is and what does it look like?
Also, we have hit 20 retweets.
Oh, yes, excellent. Okay, well, Emery explains to me this Cypher. I will roll that out.
It takes me 2 rounds to set up, effectively, so I don't know how
Mhm.
it works in this, but I think Emery would close her eyes and reach out and try to picture in her head a door.
Okay.
A door she knows, a door with a door handle, and she would reach out, turn the door handle, and step through it
Whimsical.
into this desert, as it effectively creates a doorway or a portal to another place.
Okay.
Yeah. To a location in let's have a look, in the strange.
Yeah, perfect. Why don't you roll me a d20?
Okay. Oh god, if I appear next to the scorpions. Just 4. Oh god. Just see Emery running, screaming and falling.
Right. Tally ho, we're going forth. You open that door and you are blasted with it's like opening up that oven. And it's not cookies in that oven. Not tonight. No. You take a deep breath, you calm the purring kittens, and you step into this desert. You are not in front of the scorpions, but you are right behind them, and they are very close. They are within minutes of approaching the comrades, so-called, that you have. None of the scorpions seem to notice you. They're pretty fixated on the horizon beyond.
And she'll probably try to reach out to Sai again. Can I
At
see
this-
the car or anything?
You can see the car, but you wouldn't be able to distinguish Say and Quan, but you can see Harold standing watch there. Maybe they're flexing some fists.
Just go punch a scorpion. And it's just, Harold, I'm here, but the scorpions, they're minutes away from you.
Yeah, I see them.
I'm behind them.
That's probably a good thing.
That's out for interpretation. I guess I'm gonna come towards you.
Like directly
Okay.
behind the scorpions?
No, I'm not
okay.
charging with them. I'm going like left. I'm hooking a left and trying to come round.
Hook around to the left of them. Okay, so you would be flanking, like if you approach at that area, like how much effort are you gonna spend into running? So you were close enough to get full gauge of what Say really tried hard to figure out, but couldn't. And these scorpions are not horse-sized, but they're a good mastiff size, so they stand probably up to your knees, but obviously they've got a tail that scales far above your head, maybe about 7 feet tall, and they're about 4 feet length.
She's not sprinting, it's more she's trying to get away from them to get a better view of what's actually happening here.
Okay, all right, so if you're kind of making a loop-de-loop around, you'll get there probably within the third action of perhaps initiative, and you'll be flanking with Harold. Harold, are you alerting checking in on? What are you doing with Say and Quan?
I just tap on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Are they looking my way at all?
I'm gonna look up because I'm still probably laying down.
Holding the claw, I turn my hand like this and give a thumbs up to Say.
I'll put both my thumbs up as my arm is working.
That'll be packing up my lab.
Seems like we're all ready.
Love that the suitcase is a heckin' lab. Like,
Well, I mean, I probably should say thank you to Con for fixing my arm, because being one arm down is not fun at all.
all right. So you packed up your suitcase. Say you're stepping out. Quan, you're following suit. So you guys are all prepping.
Actually, I'll stay in the car.
Okay, great.
Yes, it is a good plan.
Do you have a ranged weapon that we started with this or anything?
Why do? Wow, 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 wow.
To be fair, this way I don't have to carry him during the fight. It's much better.
Does this car work?
Not anymore.
Okay.
We'll defeat them with mind bullets.
Yeah, the moment they they were barely able to make it turn on to translate, and like it crash landed here, and it's just dusty. Not gonna run anywhere. It's just gonna not find purchase, even if you could get the wheels to spin. Okay. Say, how are you handling this?
Is that another hand pun?
I don't do puns on purpose.
Well, the heat, not so bad. The dryness, a little bit worse. The giant scorpions on the horizon, nervous.
Yeah.
But two working hands.
Okay. They are within seconds upon they're gonna have little snappy claws, they're gonna have pointy tails upon you, and go ahead and roll initiative, please. Emery, you're gonna be at disadvantage because you're still working on trying to get there.
Because we can think of things, would there be a way that I could make almost bracers for my arms, like a small metal bracer that covers just the back of my arm?
If you want to forego your initiative roll and wait until the second round, your first action would be to roll me an intellect to see if these bracers could be manifested.
Will chance it and try that.
Okay. I would say it's within your wheelhouse if you wanted to spend XP as a player intrusion. It would still take the same amount of time, but you wouldn't have to chance the roll.
Ooh, I am going to spend XP for this and try and get my arms fortified for some
Cool.
kind of...
What kind of bracers do you like? Medieval, steampunk, leather?
I think kind of a little bit more medieval. Just that it's almost like a half, or it looks like a piece of a shield has been chopped into a strip and is placed on the arm, so it's not wide, but it's long, and it... Sorry, I hit my mic. And it
That's okay.
covers basically from the wrist to the elbow.
I like it. I will allow those. Those are beautiful. Okay, based off these initiative rolls... Quan? Did Quan go?
No, I didn't go. Hang on a second. I'll go right now. Initiative. I don't actually have it on my scale. Yes, I do. It's up there.
Would you like me to roll initiative just so you can skip this turn?
Sure. That makes a whole lot of sense. Those rolls work with the narrative here. Okay. It's a horde. It's, somewhere between 10 and 12 scorpions coming at your way. They're clicking, they're clacking, you can see their pincers going, and the only person who would be able to move first would be Alice, but Alice wouldn't be with the group. So if at this point, you would be able to take an action against the scorpions one way or another while you are running towards the car, should you choose.
Don't think there's anything she can do.
I mean, you could try to link up with the scorpions.
Yeah, I'm sort of debating, like, but I don't speak Scorpion. Like, though I
You
think
kind
she
of
might,
gauge,
she
like,
might
go ahead. Sorry.
try to reach out just to see what they're thinking. Like,
Yeah.
is it like we're gonna kill these guys, or is it they're on a
Nash, 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 nash.
woohoo! Like, I'm like, you look bad.
That's what I'd think if I was a scorpion. Nash, nash, nash.
Ever since you were a kid, once you figured out that you could somehow connect minds with people, you could even without trying, like unconsciously, you would gauge their emotions and their intentions. And if you actively try to reach out to those scorpions, you can tell they're on high alert. They sense a disturbance that would be the car and your fellow compatriots, but there seems to be a bigger qualm in their heads. So they're going towards them with intention, but there's also something in the back of their brains that is bothering them.
So does it not necessarily feel aggressive to the people in particular, but more the car?
It would
the
be
location.
semi-aggressive towards the location, but also there's something else, and that's about all you can gauge from them.
She's probably gonna try signal Harold and like reach out to him again. Be like, it's the car. Get away from the car. Just get away from it. Run opposite direction.
They're coming at us pretty fast. I don't think running's an option anymore.
That. Marie's almost like Harold can probably see this dot in like the distance, like arms flailing and jumping up and down out of stress as my glasses start to purr once again.
Oh my god, they are very much purring under this music. Harold, I would like to offer you a GM intrusion based off of Emery's connection with you. Who would you
Sure.
like to give that other XP to?
Oh, it seems only right to give it to Emery, since she had to come all this way to watch us get eaten by scorpions.
Nash, nash.
Is that actually what Breck is doing in the back of the car?
Gnashing.
Just nash.
He's having a snack.
We're back to Quan puns. Oh no. Yes, this is great. So Harold, you hear the warning of Emery being like, it's the location. Just move out of the way. It's the car. Right? And you're like, but we're fucking here already. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, run? And you feel a vibration under your feet. Like a very mild tremor of the earthquakey variety.
Yes.
And that's all I'm gonna give you for that GM intrusion. Not enough to make you stumble, but you can feel it from your toes straight up your spine, and just a little shiver of anticipation.
Yes, let's do that. That is great. I'm waiting for it.
With that, the scorpions are going to use their action to continue towards you. Not towards you, Harold, not towards you, Say, but definitely towards you, Quan the car.
Yes.
And they're gonna kind of branch around the car. They won't make action against you, Harold and Say, but you are surrounded by scorpions now, with Emery
Okay,
close to them again.
Are we on the
Semicircle.
inside with the car, or are we on the outside?
Depends on how far away you took stance from the car.
Very close.
That's what I thought. And Say you were close to Harold. Yeah, so they are definitely semicircles surrounding you. I would say if it's the car and like you guys are kind of at the front of the car, the semicircle is more like there's maybe 2 or 3 directly in front of you, and the rest are trying to go behind the car in one direction.
Yep.
They're gonna take their action in creating this formation and have their pincers and their tails poised. And now that you see them, you see their size, they are nasty little folks. They're like hairy like tarantulas. They got lots of clicky joints, and these arthropods are not happy. They're making not nash sounds, but like maybe clicky mandible sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Tension is high, but they don't attack. At that point, the way it works on the Cypher system is anyone who rolled under the monster's level would go. So you guys can choose how you go narratively between Scrat, Hans, and Say.
If anyone is less bloodthirsty, I'm happy to go last.
Well, if their level is 10, that's quite high.
Their level is not 10, considering Alice rolled a 15 and was able to go before them. So you know they're a level 5 or lower. And they're not making
Yeah, I was getting dice roll mixed up with level roll. Thank you.
Yep. God, I love this system. I don't have to roll a damn thing.
One of the many benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So they're half circling and basically backing us into the side of the car. Is that the...
If you want to back up into the car. I would say you also noticed the kind of vibrations, but you wouldn't have been able to tell if it was just the clattering of this clan of scorpions or if it was some sort of tremor. It was definitely a tremor.
I don't feel like tussling with scorpions that much. I'm gonna try and just jump back onto the top of the car.
Okay. Normally easy peasy. You could like literally do backflips at that height and land on the car. The sand seems to be your enemy in this world. So I'm going to make you roll a speed check for that acrobatics. Yes, Harold.
I have Enable Others, which is an enabler to allow an assist on anybody trying a physical task in my immediate vicinity, which I would like to use to aid Say.
Only if you tell me how that enabling manifests. Please tell me you give them a TED Talk and how to do a backflip.
I was actually going to pull up a video on my phone and show it to them so they would. No, I was thinking either a physical boost or even like a stirrup, so they can push off and get this going.
Sure, I would say you take a knee down, so you prop up the other knee, and you just make that silent indication and say, googly-eyed, it's like, okay, get to launch off of you. Okay. And with that aid, you wouldn't have to roll. I won't curse you with your rolls there.
Okay. I have an edge of 2, and I'm trained in the physical skill of jumping, so I'm hoping that I do.
You know what? Just for funsies, go ahead and make that roll.
She just wants a 1.
It was only a level 2 task, so...
Beats a difference of 3, plus I have an edge of 2, and
easy peasy.
Training.
Good. So you didn't need to spend effort or anything. So you succeed. You land on the car, kind of like dramatically like stomp into it, I imagine. And what are you doing? Just kind of preparing to back?
Kind of. I'm just trying to not get hit, basically. I do not want to get stung. I do not want to lose feeling in my arms or legs.
Yeah, that snake bite was one thing, but scorpions, man. So the leader takes a back seat. The one she who leads does not lead in this moment. That's gonna have consequences, but I accept this. Harold and Quan, you still have an action.
Mine is so straightforward. I'm very willing to go last.
Well, I've thought of a number of moves there's really complicated where I try and create another device to try and extract goop from the scorpions. Or there's simply attacking them. That's my scale.
We will have so much goop in about 1 round.
That's true. But if I get the goop early, I could be working on a cure whilst you guys are fighting.
Okay.
I'll just attack one. One of the nearest scorpions, I'm just going to go, "Why, I take exception to you!" And I'm going to use my skill exception.
Exception. You pick what creature along resulted by a confluence of fundamental forces. 4 points of damage. Okay. Senses are overwhelmed if the target is like... Okay, that's fine. Not overwhelmed. We're here in their recursion. They're not the non-native here. Yeah, so you attack one of these scorpions. Which one?
Probably one of the closest ones.
Closest one to the window, closest one to Harold's.
Closest one to the window. No,
I mean, it would make sense. You're just like a kid in the window staring out, and you're like,
Yeah.
that one.
Okay, twitch at it.
Twitch with intention, and you get you.
It's me activating
no-
my power.
No consciousness there in terms of, aside from like nerves and reactionary moments, and they're not happy. They are screaming inside their head, which is very, very loud to you.
Yeah.
Fuels your fire, all of this screeching. They'll take the full 4 because it's not physical, it's more of a mental damage situation. And that's cool. Is there any movement or anything that you want to do?
Nope, I'll stay right here.
Okay. Harold, I imagine the straightforward action is some sort of bashing.
I would like to attack all of the scorpions, please.
I would like to hear narratively and mechanically how you can attack all 10 to 12 of them.
Well, narratively, I have Fleet of Foot, which I don't use because I'm not nearly as fast as Say, but I do have gigantic Wolverine claws right now, and I basically just have to run in a circle. I mean, compared to my natural claws, I mean...
Okay.
I feel like gigantic is appropriate in that case. Also, I would love to take this opportunity to use my special power of Find the Flaw, where if there's a straightforward weakness to these creatures, the GM is supposed to tell me about it.
Okay. You've seen many mummy movies. You've seen a lot of desert action, giant scorpions, shenanigans, and you know it's the underbelly. It's softest.
I do have giant claws and big stompy boots, so I am okay with all that.
So knowing that, you can either... Oh, okay. I would allow that you can either run in the semicircle and trip up all of them so that they can't take another action, like using your claws, dragging along the ground in a circle and tripping them, hindering their movement, or you can dramatically slide towards one and pierce their underbelly should you want to utilize that weak point.
Okay, that sounds complicated. I want to just charge at them and just rend at them with these claws and do as much damage as possible.
Okay, these claws would act as a medium weapon, which would be
Sure.
4 points of damage prior to armor.
Cool.
So you are like Wolverine, Tasmanian devil running around trying to hit as many of them as you can.
If it has to just be straightforward and just cutting a path through these scorpions, I'll just do that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a might and a speed roll. And you can apply effort either way, or both.
I am doing that right now. Okay, so I want to spend 2 levels of might, and so that's going to end up... Now, you know what? I want to save some for damage. I'm going to spend nothing right now.
Okay.
So let's just make the might roll.
Okay, so might roll to hit. You
Okay,
do
so
not
that's
hit any of them with that
Oh,
might roll.
That's good. I'm
Yep.
going to do a reroll then, because apparently
Okay.
I will have all of those.
Yeah. You're furiously scratching. It's all superficial wounds to the armor of this exoskeleton. Getting closer, not doing damage. Starting to wonder if you should have
Alright.
just slid under and did some underbellies. Or a trick.
Maybe. Shall I just spend 3 points so I can apply a level of effort and then also do a reroll? Can I do both?
Yeah, I will allow both. Are
Okay, here
you
we go.
spending effort for damage or effort to hit?
This is still, well, I haven't hit anything yet, right? So,
Right, so you could spend the reroll to hit, and then your effort points would either be also to make it smaller, which I'll tell you straight up, you need a 12 if you spend effort, a 15 normally to hit.
okay, so hold on. So, with what I have right now, if I don't do anything and I spend effort, did I already hit? Or are you saying you want me to reroll?
So
I'm trying to
you-
try to understand.
Okay, roll 1-9, you didn't hit. Then you
Mhm.
spent a reroll without effort, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you still haven't hit. And I
Right.
will tell you it's a 15 to hit. So if you re-roll again, it's still a 15 to hit. If you spend effort, it would be a 12, and you would still have to roll.
Yes, and that's what I want to do.
Okay,
So this is now 2 rerolls down. Wow, that's super bad. Excellent. Well, that's pretty bad. So I will stick with what I've got. And can I try one last reroll and do nothing different here? I've already spent the points, right?
I will allow it. You are so eager. You're like, I want to hit some shit.
I mean, seriously, right? Plus, also, you know, I have all these rerolls.
Yeah. That is what they're there for. You're like, these claws, no. Oh, no, I got it.
Is this
And you're
also
able.
when I
Yeah.
remind Jess that Jess has rerolls too?
It's true. I would like to save those because you guys are in so much danger you don't even know. I don't even have to reroll at this moment. It's fine. So I will give this win to Harold. Harold, with that nat 20, you will deal 4 extra damage, which is good because that'll pierce through their armor. So 3 of the scorpions will take 4 damage. And they seem surprisingly squishy. Like those 3 go down and they're screeching out loud. This nails on a chalkboard sound pierces through your eardrums, and you're just like, okay, how do you react to actually finally hitting something?
I am happy. It is good. So let's see. Do I still need to make a speed roll? Was that still something I need to do?
No, I'll let
Okay.
it be. That the speed roll was going to be if you wanted to trip all of them rather than do damage.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so we're good there.
We are good there. Now, Emery. We are back to Emery. I would say they stalled enough that you're able to... How's your cardio as a reporter?
Not necessarily as a reporter, but I'd say she's okay at running. Not
Okay.
amazing, but
You were about 400 meters away in like a 400 meter dash, but the way you arced out, it was a good 800 meters that you at a brisk pace would have went. So maybe the cats aren't purring loud, but they're soft purring in your ears. But you are there. You are able to take an action either to help your mates surrounded, or to provide advice, or maybe to hit a scorpion. Whatever.
is there a way, I don't know how this works, with the
Mhm.
telepathy just to reach out to the scorpions and create some form of confusion?
Ooh. You tell me, how would Emery try to confuse big old scorpions?
Can I tell what they're sensing at the back of their head, even if I don't know what it is? Can I tell what sort of...
At this close range, I will say, like, with your telepathy, you're able to reach out to multiple animals at once. So, like, you can gauge that most of them are just really confused and perturbed by the car. They sense something. Their neurons are firing. Like, their nerve endings are sensing something, but it's not your teammates. And the other 3 are just loudly screeching outside and inside your head in pain.
This, whatever the sort of sound or whatever it is that's causing this, they're brain to basically freak out. She's going to try replicate it, and as if it's like throwing a sound somewhere else.
Okay. Do you have enough edge that your telepathy doesn't cost you any?
No, I don't think so. I've only got 1 edge.
Okay. Is it a 2 intellect kind of situation?
It is 0 plus intellect points.
Okay, so just make sure you're ticking off them intellect all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the 3 that are in pain don't respond to you, and you see half of the rest of them kind of shudder a little bit and give pause. And where are you trying to throw that sound?
Literally in the opposite direction. So she's on the left, there in front. She's trying to throw it off to the right.
Okay. Roll me a D100, and before you roll it, call a high or low.
Oh god. Okay. Sorry, D100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say low. One time I roll well.
You manage with that interesting ventriloquist telepathy situation to throw off 3 of them. And they don't go off into the direction you think they would. They're not going off into the right, but they are going to run away in all different directions. So they're no longer a scary horde per se, but a little more manageable.
Okay.
Anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
No, I think she's literally just taking her time to run towards the others, keeping to the left and reaching out to these scorpions whenever she can.
I like it. It is the scorpion's turn, and you've just witnessed 3 of them flee for no particular reason at all. You have no understanding why they left. Harold, give me an intellect roll.
Intellect roll. Yes,
Yep.
my specialty. Here we go.
At a disadvantage because you're running off the high of smashing things.
Okay. Is this related to solving a mystery?
It's...
Investigating?
I would give you investigating. I feel like you're always in a state of investigating your surroundings.
Okay. Here's where I get to be OP, because now I can spend 1 might point to add level of effort to that.
Okay.
So,
I
yep.
would put that.
Oh,
Yep.
excellent. The
Yep.
worst possible roll. I'm just going to keep that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Nat 1 GM intrusion. You are a little bit bloodthirsty. The rush of actually clawing into these individuals, never mind you even questioning why you had Wolverine claws in your pocket. These scorpions have been slayed at your feet with just a simple slashing, and you are almost seeing red at the power of being able to hurt something so big and usually intimidating. And you don't sense anything around you aside from the desire to keep Hulk smashing.
Mm-hmm.
So you will have an asset during your next round to hit and to do extra damage, but you are basically in a blind rage.
Yes, this is good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And see, not all GM intrusions are bad. Say, on your safe rooftop, I would like you to make me an intellect roll. You're muted, but I can see the oh gosh happening.
Oh, I said okay, but I thought I unmuted. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Wow, a 19. It really has been passed off.
Very nice.
I dig it. So your minor effect with this intellect roll is the fact that you have jumped onto this car and you've got all 4 limbs connected to the roof of this car, and through the muted vibrations of the tires up into the roof, you can sense there is rumbling beneath you, beneath the car, beneath these scorpions, there is something causing tremors around you.
I am gonna... Harold,
Yeah.
you might want to get on the car now, and I'm gonna reach a hand out. You're really gonna want to get on the car.
Yeah.
You
all right.
are reaching out to Harold, and Harold can't even hear you. Like,
I'm just saying he's going to want to. I'm not saying he has to right now, but he will want to.
you're trying your darndest as a friend, or what you like to think a best friend to Harold, to help them. And Harold hears nothing. You just see them glaring at their claws and just looking at their spoils of the battlefield, and you realize there's no getting through Harold, and you're just wishing you had Emery's mind trick powers.
Just in case he changes his mind, I'm going to spend 1 intellect point on good advice. And it says, I have a clear mind in determining the best way to proceed. When you give a character a suggestion involving the next action, the character is trained in that action for 1 round. So just in case you do change your mind, you're now trained in getting on that car.
Okay, with that awesome leader ability and the will and power of friendship, I would say Harold would hear you. Whether Harold took that good advice or not in this moment is up to Harold.
Do I have the option?
I will give you a reaction action if you have, you have that option right now.
Okay, well, I really want to kill a lot more scorpions, but I never do anything Say says. I should probably be nice about it. It's what my therapist would want me to do. I'm going to climb onto the car. But I'm going to do it with my claws.
Absolutely.
And mess of the roof while I'm doing this.
Goodbye, engine. Claw. Lots of holes. So dramatic. Heck yeah. I will absolutely allow that. The only one
I
left.
wipe blood and scorpion goo down my jeans and say, all right, what's happening here anyways?
Say, do you kind of fill them in now that Harold's a little more conscious to your acknowledgements?
There's some rumbling coming from under the sand somewhere. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it has to be big.
Yeah, I knew that a while ago. I just didn't say anything. You were in the car.
Would have been good to mention, but thank you for confirming that you've also felt it and I'm not crazy.
Hey, Emery. Is Emery on the car?
No, she's not.
Why did you get me up here and not Emery?
I mean, everyone should be on the car right now.
Then in the car be!
Or in the car.
Good!
How far away is Emery?
Emery has come up at the end of Emery's turn. They're actually like next to the car. They're on the other side, like not if the semicircle of scorpions were there, the 2 at the further end scattered and 1 in the middle scattered, and then Emery is on the other side, the less scorpion occupied side of the car.
Got it. We just gotta wait for her turn, right?
Yeah, the only one left to go before the scorpions again would be our lovely Quan in the car.
Right, well, since everyone seems to be coming towards the car, I'm going to spend another 4 intellect points. The car's not working right at the minute, right? It cut out.
Correct. And your lovely friend Harold just pierced through the hood.
Perfect.
Where all the good bits are.
That's alright, we don't need that. All we need is the glass, because what I'm going to do is make solar panels out of it. And just hook the solar panels straight up to the wheels.
You're gonna use the glass to create solar panels.
Yes.
To hook up to the wheels.
Yes. Well, I put a little bit of coil or wire around them, but yes, essentially.
I was like, axles, I would maybe give you some more purchase. The wheels would just dead spin.
Not if I fill them with wires. Coils and coils of wires.
So wait, I feel like that's two separate creations: solar panels and wires. One or the other, buddy. Unless you spend XP.
Do I have any magnets?
This was the subset science kit without magnets.
Damn it.
I can't give you more things.
Car's got a radio.
Wouldn't be strong enough.
How do they even work? Magnets.
Alright. I will work on the solar panels first.
Okay. You get solar panels. They're buzzing away. They're creating charge and power to something. You guys notice, like if you can kind of oversee the lands and you see the only glass you would be purchased to up top, Quan and Say, would be the front glass. And you see it darken, as is wont to look like a solar panel. And you're like, this is fine. That's useful. It is now the Scorpion's turn. No, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm correct. Scorpion's turn. They are, what's left of them, scuttling closer and closer to the edge. And one of them is on the window that would have been see-through, except Quan turned it into a solar panel. So one is like right within inches of Quan with this solar panel in between them. The rest of them are kind of getting closer and closer. Emery, you're feeling a little uncomfy because now they're encroaching upon your space. I am gonna give you guys one last GM intrusion. I'm going to offer it as a group, so all of you will get 1 XP. Rip you. You all, where you are standing, sitting, squatting, what have you, you feel a very violent tremor beneath your feet. Unnaturally so. This is not an earthquake, not a passive ability. It's definitely not the Scorpions. You feel a tremor. Emery on the ground would feel a stumbling. And Say and Harold kind of brace the top of the roof for impact. And I would allow you a speed roll if you wanted to move from the location.
I think I'm most interested in making sure Emery could get up on the car with us. If that's what Emery wants.
Emery is just sprinting towards all of you.
Yeah, you are definitely close enough that if Harold were to reach down with a hand, you would have to carefully grab it because there are mini Wolverine claws on them.
Yeah, she's reaching out for it. I think she's reaching out for it as she runs. And it's a little bit like, oh my god, but at the same time still goes for it.
Okay, so all of you want to gather on top or in the car, correct? You are not moving from the car, correct?
Emery's actually probably yelling at them like, they're heading for the car, not you.
Final answer?
So committed right now.
It is the Scorpion's turn. They have scuttled close to the car. They're scraping at the ends, but they don't have enough spine flexibility to actually get purchase on the car. So they're just kind of piercing the wheels. One of them actually manages to make a flat tire happen. So your car is stuck, surrounded by Scorpions. And they're tearing up the car. You see the one is right in front of the hood, not eating at the tires, but trying to get at the engine and stabbing like down, down, down with their tail right on the engine hood. And if any one of you are looking at that specific scorpion, you feel that vibration. You start to see the sand shaking in front of the car. And up from the sands, you see a circle of sharp teeth coming out, surrounding that scorpion right in front of the car. And a big explosion of sand pops up in front of you, and there is a giant worm swallowing that scorpion, and it kind of hits the car and upends it. So I'm gonna need Emery, Harold, and Say to make a speed defense roll. And Quan, you are blind because of your solar panel, so I'm gonna need you to make an intellect roll.
Oh boy.
So I am holding Emery's hand, and I do have that enable others thing that I'd like to point out one more time.
Okay. This is beautiful.
Oh god.
Actually, I might take a reroll there. I know I've got a lot of rerolls stacked up, so I'm going to take
Have
one.
I got a reroll? I can't.
You've still got 2.
I'm gonna reroll them. Oh my god.
That's a bit more like it. You still have 1 reroll left.
One more.
Scrat,
Yes?
how many rerolls does the GM have right now?
4.
Okay.
So I am trained in speed defense actions when not wearing armor, and I mean think I'm just wearing clothes, like regular clothes.
Gauntlets.
And beside it, it says enabler. Oh, they're
That's
not.
so mean. Oh,
I will allow it. You can go ahead, please.
It says enabler beside it. Does that mean I can help others?
Enabler just means it's not an action. It's just something that happens.
Okay. If I take a disadvantage on my roll, can I help someone who is struggling?
Yes. Did Harold hasn't rolled yet.
I haven't rolled mine yet. No, I was going to ask. Is this a speed defense? Is this a balance skill? What are we doing?
It would be a speed defense
Okay, cool.
to be not
I'll
toppled
just
by
keep
the
that.
car.
And mine's just regular intellect, not intellect defense.
Correct.
Okay, being that Alice rolled fairly well on her last one, I don't have to take a
Was
disadvantage.
it well enough?
4.
I gave her an asset.
I don't know, does she look like she's in trouble? Does it look like I need to?
You all are facing a flipped car, and you literally see this. You literally see the shadow of this car about to squash all of you, and none of you have been able to roll away from it. You're in the air, and you have no purchase in the air.
Is there a way? Can I push off the car and just push them both away? Not
You want to
caring
like
about.
raided them, like "Rah!" and kick off the
Basically.
car and like bear hug them both.
I just don't want the car to squash them. That is in.
If anyone could do it, Say and their awesome appendages could. But I'm going to need you to make an additional roll in might.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, do you want to focus on Emery? Because I've... Oh, well,
That is
I'll
a
stop there.
19 speed defense roll
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
and an 18 might defense. Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah.
Curse is
Going
lifted.
up all the way down.
The curse is lifted.
Nice, you're just sharing the
I
broken.
am free. Dobby is free.
It's free. You want a free elf? That's beautiful. You are definitely able to grab them and tackle them to the ground away from the car. And you are stumbling, gasping. There's a weird purring sound if you guys are really close to each other. And you see this worm had shot up, and it's grubby and nasty. It's got veins that are pulsating almost electrically. And it has swallowed that single scorpion whole, upended your car, and dove straight back into the ground. The other scorpions are amiss. They are trying to scuttle towards the car like it would be safety, but they have zero desire to try and find you guys. I mean, Quan's in the car still.
Oh my god, I forgot Quan.
I didn't. I did not. Quan, as you're being upended by this car, tussled around, you're still able to gauge what's up is up and what's down is down. And you clearly feel that something bad has happened. And the car is upside down, but you've righted yourself. And how do you want to... I'll give you a reaction to that. They have too much power to Quan, or they're muted. I can't tell.
I don't know what Quan would do. I think they might just panic and go to the little blackboard on they'd put their seatbelt on. They'd put their seatbelt on and retreat to the little blackboard in their brain. Just hope everyone else makes it okay.
That is beautifully a character. Scorpions have lost their action due to this mysterious sandworm giant thing popping out of the ground. You are now, I would say, someone has to be terrified at this point. But anyone on the ground can now feel there's a gentle vibration, like a sandworm might be traveling under you. Not predatory shark-like at all, whatsoever. I would say we've kind of scrambled it up. The sandworm took their turn. How do you guys want to spend your next action? Do you want to process, try to analyze this worm? What do you want to do?
Get Quan out of the car.
Harold would think about getting Quan out of the car?
Yep.
Yeah, that would make sense. Do you alert the others? You remind them that Quan's in the car? Or you're just like...
No, I'm just going to walk up to the car and go take the door off the car if I have to.
Don't make me claw this door off.
Yeah.
I will turn this door around.
Reason, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful. You are able to rip open a car door if you so choose to do so. And
I would like to do so.
And you see Quan buckled up in the seat, eyes closed, almost peaceful, one would think.
I tap him with the back of the hand so I don't claw him to pieces. Quan,
Get it, Fincher! Ah!
come on, let's go. You okay?
Yes, I was working on something. I'm going to pick up my solar panels.
You're gonna try and pop one out like like glass lenses? Like you just want to bust a window that doesn't have a solar panel?
Yes. It's exactly what I'm going to do.
Please make me a might roll.
Oh, I'm not very good at those. Eh?
You're like, my solar panels! And with a thud, it just sits there. That's a solar panel. Great job, buddy. And Harold just stares at you.
Quan, let's go. There's a giant worm.
I'm not surprised. It's all. Is that what did the car?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. This isn't very good soil for a worm. They're probably a bit salty.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Are you dragging Quan out, or are you just like imploring Quan to get out? Do you unbuckle?
I have concerns about these giant claws that I'm wearing. That I shouldn't necessarily physically remove him from the car.
Yeah. Quan, how shook up are you? Are you okay? Buckling yourself in, going to your mind palace, being jolted awake, and now are you a little shaky, or you think you're good?
I am definitely a bit shaky, but I'm trying not to let anyone know.
Okay. So,
A scientist is only as good as their reputation, don't you know?
Yeah, I would say you kind of fumble with the seatbelt mechanic and you miss the buckle, but you're eventually able to get it out. Harold's not really one to notice because you're just kind of twitchy as is. And you pat the window and you give up on the window and you step out. Do you just stand there, or are you trying to run away, or Harold, you trying to guide him away? What do you want to do?
I think the two of us are standing there. What are Say and Emery doing?
I think Emery is just gathering herself. The glasses are probably going a little bit crazy. Otherwise, I think she's just trying to regulate her breathing again.
You could definitely spend an action to make the purring
God,
stop. Paper bag it.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, that's fair. Badass Say, how do you feel about rescuing your compatriots, your comrades in arms?
I very much want to keep them alive, if that's what you're asking. How would I go about doing that? I mean, I was thinking if we stood still, I mean, worms don't necessarily have eyes. They have to figure out where we are based on
vibrations?
That's what I'm thinking. Actually, can I yell that out?
I would allow it.
I'm not actually going to yell into my mic, but if you stand still, maybe it won't find you, because I mean, it can't see you. I mean, there's a chance that it senses by vibration. Actually, even better, I am going to make a lot of vibration. Like, I'm just going to move a lot where I am and see if I can draw its attention.
Like marching in place at a furious pace to make
yes,
vibration?
I am digging in the
You're
sand.
doing those high sprint, high knees. Uber.
Yes, I am stomping as best as I can in sand.
Okay. That's fine. You feel those vibrations, not you Say, sorry, Harold and Emery and Quan at this point, now that you're touching ground, you feel those vibrations not coming up directly under you, but you feel Say pounding the ground with their awesome feet. And from the other side of the car, that worm comes back up and swallows another 3 scorpions and hits the car. Luckily, it tosses it in a different direction than where you're standing.
These solar panels.
Yeah, a couple of them are cracked, not functioning. Upon second gaze of the sandworm, it is insurmountably large. You know, with the severe lack of battle training, you are in grave danger if you're trying to engage with this. Not looking too pretty. How are we going to go forth?
think we should all converge on Say.
I'm literally trying to draw it to me. Don't come to me.
Look at this point.
I thought maybe you would stop doing that.
Now, is the rhythm that you're pounding into the ground, is it like a metronome, like a very steady beat? Are you trying to sporadically move, like sprint, stop, sprint, stop? How do you want to make this happen?
Just a constant kind of, I'd say thumping, but again, it's sand, so.
Okay. Slowly you start to see, say, sinking, because the furious high stepping they're doing is kind of stomping away at the sand. It's not as severe as quicksand. Doesn't look like they're in danger of sinking, but you're like, say is getting shorter. That's cool. It's interesting, say. It feels like it's working. In some weird sense, your crushing of the sand below you is resonating these vibrations in a way that the worm isn't focused on you. Still focused on those scorpions. It's almost like the scorpions drew the worm here. You guys would have an action probably before the worm comes back up. And there are, I believe at this point, 4 more scorpions left.
Well, what happens when it eats all the scorpions?
Does Quan say that out loud?
Yes. Does anyone here understand animals?
Emery?
And she's probably like slowly calming down, and she'll reach out to these scorpions again. But
You realize the intention that you felt and the otherness that you felt in their emotions in the beginning. They weren't running towards the car. They were running away from this worm.
yeah, and Emery looks over. She's like, "I think we should move.
But what about the car with the solar panels?
We will get you new solar panels." And she's trying to like get them to move away from where they are now.
All right, but I'm not jogging.
Okay.
That leaves 2 options for Quan. Someone picks them up or someone mind creates another vehicle.
Well, we know which of those 2 is happening.
Yeah.
So.
It's canon now.
Alice actually specifically asked me to do this earlier today,
I did.
so
I did.
I will have to do this at some point.
Quan just starts walking away from the scorpions.
Okay.
Roll me an intellect defense roll, Quan.
I am trained in that.
Yep. And I feel like even though you stepped out of the car, there's still part of your brain that is trying to escape back into your blackboard space.
Can I re-roll that, please? That's awful.
Yeah.
We are burning through the re-rolls. Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Those
Gina.
were apparently well needed tonight.
Mhm.
That'll do.
Okay. Yeah, you're concerned. You're more sad about the solar panel loss than the sandworm trying to possibly eat you guys. And as you're huffing off and stomping away, you hit concrete. And almost like a mirage, Quan fades away in a wave. And Quan is no longer here.
And Emery's pointing like, we need to put like a bell or something on him because
Can we do the same thing he did? Can we go that direction and just disappear?
Please go in that direction.
Okay.
Try me. I'm so ready.
Oh, there I go.
It's just your chair dancing away. Harold is walking with intention.
I think Emery would try and
Mindful
catch up.
meditations are not going to help you in this moment. And you walk right past the point where you saw Quan disappear, and you're still walking.
Nope. Okay.
Sorry, what was Emery doing?
Emery's just following, like, how. What do we do now?
Did you guys just abandon Say to march in place?
Yes, she can run 3,000 feet in like a second. So
Yeah,
I think
she'll
she
catch
I mean, not in this desert, apparently.
fall down bit by snake again.
Yeah.
Emery, as you are trying to follow Harold and you're perturbed by Quan disappearing, I need you to make me an intellect defense roll.
That's okay. Ooh.
Where Quan stood and disappeared, another mirage seems to pass over in that space. And you are given the scene of those three scientists. And it's almost hyper zoomed in, 4K HD. And you can see those four screens. They're clearly labeled as you four individuals. And you can kind of notice it's not just poking and prodding at a basic study, and you see a glint from that black-haired individual of calculation, of sheer menace coming off of this man. And you can't make clear of the numbers that are on those screens, but you do get a very clear intention that this man wishes harm on something, not necessarily those numbers, those individuals. And it kind of fades away.
And she'll probably just take it, like, if the others look at, just take a step back for a second and just stand there thinking.
Say, you do notice your friends walking off as you're trying to do the distraction dance. It seems to be working. This worm has popped in and around. At this point, it's definitely swallowed the car whole. But it hasn't come near you. What are you gonna do?
I am chalking it up to a loss, and I'm going to take a bit of a wide kind of air, like if the car is here, like I'm going, like giving myself
Wide berth.
some room between.
Yeah. You're like hup, 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 hup,
And then yeah, I'm gonna kind of take off because I probably see Emery and Harold, but I don't see Quan anymore.
Okay, give me a speed roll.
Six.
Reminder that there's a fleet of foot in your life.
Yeah, I should probably use that. Give me a second. Let me read off the succeed a difficulty 2 speed roll run. You can move a short distance and take an action in the same round.
Okay.
Which I also have move like the wind. So if I want to spend 3, I can go a long distance.
Quan, we miss you. Come back.
Well, if you look at... Can you see him on the stream? He's a ghost on the stream.
Oh god. It's so weird.
I don't like it.
You're muted because you're a ghost.
Can you see me now? And I'm just a little bit like it.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see you. Yeah.
It's interesting that the chroma difference, like there on stream, they can
Mhm.
still see me. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by this. Okay, so say as you give up on your march of madness and you start running towards them, you almost stumble. You don't quite fall, but you seem to have tripped on something hard. and you kick up some sand, and you see a ball, like a metal sphere, about the size of a soft ball. Do you want to pick it up?
Yeah, I want to pick that up.
Okay. You used a Cypher, so you should not be at a limit. So this, I will deal you a Cypher straight into the hands of Say.
A metal softball? You mean a shot put ball?
Yeah,
Which
I mean, you could perceive it as a shot put ball, and then you can have that Cypher in your pocket now. That's that. And as you stumble, you kind of dive and pick this up. And I imagine you doing kind of like a cat's roll, like almost a somersault, picking up the shot put dramatically. And if anyone were to glance back, because you haven't caught up with Emery and Harold.
Welcome, Raiders! Oh, hi, welcome, Party RPG, welcome!
Oh, big yeet.
Hey, party people.
Many yeets!
Hello. Yeet.
Yeah,
Yeet.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeet.
In other words, you're
Emery's like, what? What is going on? I don't internet meme this.
I don't know what it means.
It's okay, we still
Like,
love
genuinely.
poor Alice. Yay, thanks for stopping by. We are winding down. People are disappearing. There's a lot of desert mirages happening, but we appreciate the love nonetheless. Say, you've disappeared. You got a shot put in your hand, and you've rolled off, and you've popped back into that white world that you love so much.
The safe world.
Safe
The
space.
safe. This is my kingdom.
I mean, it's fun for you. You've done many laps, done lots of training in there. Harold Emery, you're here. No car, no Quan. If you turn around, no Say.
Now what? Like, Emery's just not okay with any of this.
Well, they've gone on. We're just gonna have to do that. I take off these claws and put them away in my pocket. It's probably time to leave.
Yep. And I think Emery, just going on what things have happened before, closes her eyes and starts to focus again.
Okay. The desert, you still feel the vibrations. The desert goes a little quiet. Harold, are you taking any sort of initiative besides telling Emery that it's time to leave?
I'll keep an eye on the horizon, but I'm gonna do the same thing she does after she goes.
If she goes.
And if I know what I'm doing, which I may not.
It's true. So Emery, what do you want to do? How do you want to approach this? You don't have a door this time around.
No, she doesn't have a door or anything like that. She might try and reach out to Say again, not to talk, but to just see if she can sense where she is.
Okay. It's funny, you can kind of gather the desert collective consciousness, and you realize this is purely an elemental recursion. Nothing particularly maniacal about it, nothing deviant. It just seems like a primal world. Just a little subspace here. And if you're trying to reach out to a familiar space, I would say you have an asset to reach out to Say. If you wanted to, you'd have a double asset at this point to reach out to Quan.
Oh, yay! Would she know this, though? Would she know that she's got a better connection with Quan?
I would say the second you start thinking, like, this remote function is new to you, but it's getting easier each time. And the second you start thinking about your teammates, it's almost like you have PTSD and you're like, I hear Quan already. mumbling and shouting in my head.
Yeah, then if she can hear him, she will reach it. If it's the strongest connection she can feel, that is who she'll reach towards.
Quan, you were the first to step out of the desert.
Yes.
And you're standing on the ceiling of the White Room. And you see your blackboard with the chalk spirograph things as you left it. You see hot streak marks from your car running through that space.
Yes.
And eventually you see Say pop in, tumbling through, almost like there was a side door, like a pocket opened up. But you're stuck on the ceiling.
Well, I guess I'll take a seat. I'm not really sure. I need to try and figure out how the gravity here works.
Any way you want. You sit on the ceiling. It feels like the blood is rushing to your head, but your butt is firmly planted on the ceiling. So you have gravity pulling you in two directions.
Can I just take something useless out of my pocket, like one of the candy wrappers from one of the lollipops, and I'll just hold it up, and I'll see which way it goes when I let go?
It falls not even 2 inches down, and it stops. It's just kind of hovering.
I push it aside.
Yep, you will it away, it starts floating off.
I'm going to extend my legs upwards and try and do whatever kind of swimming maneuver it is that people do.
You gently start floating down.
Oh, no, this is weird. This is really weird.
Exactly as you imagine it. You imagine swimming, so you start to feel a little cold and feel a little like you're in a pool, like that pressure around your body, but you're swimming downward. You're halfway there and you realize there's an earpiece back in your ear, but it's kind of dangling. It's lost its monocle. It's in danger of falling out of your ear. And you're like,
I'll just leave it out for a minute. Sounds like Philip's mad. They've got feelings now. I need to let them calm down.
Are you still like frog or brushstroking? What are you just down and down, down, or towards Say, just straight towards your chalkboard?
Towards Say, actually. I'll head towards Say, but what I will do is I will imagine a snorkel so that I can breathe okay.
Okay, you can breathe just fine, but you have to like kind of corkscrew your body to turn around towards Say, because you were heading straight down and they're behind you. And with that motion, you shake Philip away and they're drifting to the other side of the room.
I won't let them float away. I'll grab them. So I'll corkscrew back up again like a duck and grab it.
You turn around and reach for Philip, and the will of you and Philip just kind of like a magnet pulls into the palm of your hand.
No, that's good. I'll put him in my pocket.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Only a little.
Sorry, chap. I did an in-joke.
It's bad. It is bad.
You're able to carefully swim towards Say and gently touch down on the ground. You are there. And in this moment, you feel Emery tugging at your brain space.
Ah! There you are again! Tugging at my brain space! Get off my brain!
You haven't put your walls back up since that study had kind of talked in your head. You've yet to shut those iron dome of nothingness down on Emery. So what does that say for Quan? in terms of their reaction towards Emery?
Probably that in truth they're trusting her a little bit more. But again, I have a reputation to maintain. Get off my brain!
Emery isn't really saying anything. She's literally just trying to find his location. She's just thought, I'm not going to get any sense out of it. Last time he told me he was in a car, so I'm not going to ask any questions.
This is too many times, way more times than you would ever have thought to connect with Quan's brain. And you realize Quan is erratic. Quan feels a little more... It's odd. When you touch out to their intentions, you touch out to their feelings, there's something in their subconscious that Quan can't tell, but you now sense that there's some sort of chaotic controlling going on, and you know this feeling is only apparent in that white room. That safe space. I'm trying to have a serious moment, guys!
The people have a right to know.
No, they don't.
Sorry, people. I just had something to deal with in chat there. I missed that last bit. What was it?
What?
Oh, you were doing the important stuff, Scrat.
Yes. It's okay. You missed a lot of ducks, a lot of corkscrews, some, and in the serious narrative, you missed Emery is touching base with you. You can't tell that there's something going on in your subconscious, Quan, that seems like a chaotic controlling sense, and that aura is only present when Emery reaches out to something or someone in the white room. So you have an ominous feeling, but you now know the location. How do you handle that? Emery.
So Emery is just like, she's not too sure how she does this. She's literally just trying to focus on this space and trying to get there.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that she's used her abilities before, and it seems to have blinked her in and out of places. So she's trying it again.
Reminder that Harold is right next to you.
I don't know if she
YOLO.
She's not sure if she can effectively blink in and out with someone else, but she will hold out her hand to Harold and see if she can share that image of where they are.
I would say if you spent a point of intellect, you certainly could do so.
Yeah, I think that's what she'll do.
Okay.
Use a blink. Okay.
Harold, you get a clear scent of Quan. And it seems almost like there's an essence of chlorine around Quan. But you know they're in the white room again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if it makes sense to me. With that last moment, I imagine Emery is blinking out. You touch Harold with a last-ditch effort to give them that image. And you are able to go back to the white room just fine. And we will end it there. With Harold understanding where everyone is and not yet able to translate themselves. Or maybe they will. We'll have to wait till next week to find out. Hashtag Emery translates right into Quan's arms.
Oh god. She's gonna freak.
Yeah. Alright, well, yay! We made it. No one got ate by a sandworm.
We're back in the room of pizza and safety.
Yeah, you got a few bits of information, possibly, maybe. experienced danger. It's interesting because Emery doesn't know it, but Quan, Harold, and Say, you guys were promised safe travels, and that did not seem safe at all for you. So let's go around and do our little outros. Oh, I love Black Cutie.
Why won't Hildy do that? Why wouldn't you do that?
You need another 3 years with Hildy. The kittens are way too rambunctious. They tinker down.
What's
Some of them.
shredded?
Yes, as usual, I appreciate all these lovely players. They're absolutely beautiful in providing shenanigans and dealing with my shenanigans and improvising off of that. So let's start with Hans. What did you like about the session? Where can we find you? How'd you feeling?
I liked all the cats. The cats were one of the best parts of the episode. Although I thought also building solar panels in the car while everybody else was attacked by scorpions was also a very good idea. I really enjoyed my GM intrusions. I was trying very hard to get eaten by a sandworm and or fight many, many scorpions. And, I mean, I survived, so things are fine. In chat, if anybody wants to draw fan art of Harold staying in the sand world and becoming a sand pirate, I am really contemplating that.
Do you know what I really want? There was a person who's on the channel just the other day. Their name's Connie O'Yea. They've got this really blocky art style that I quite like. It's quite cartoonistic.
Yeah.
I would love a picture of Quan in the car melting brains whilst Harold's outside mashing things with with their claws. Say is on top of the car, struggling on top, and Emery at the back like... That was a great image for me.
All Emery does is run. Like,
Yeah.
what are they doing now?
Yeah. That's awesome. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed your intrusions. They're meant to be... yeah.
I also don't want to forget to remind everybody to go follow Cats of Tabletop.
Yes.
They're on Twitter at tabletop_of.
I don't know why it did that. It didn't even
I didn't do it. It's not me.
I know.
It's not me.
I just pushed and pushed and pushed until Alice had enough and went and stopped looking at Twitter for several hours and didn't do anything about it.
I was actually about to make it, and then I got followed by Tabletop Cats. I was like, wait, what? Is this
I think it's Sheena. But Zell, obviously you need to go submit your cat.
Yes. Look at
All
that
the cat
cat.
people
So
do.
much love. Bless you. Thank you, Hans.
I wish I could show you my cat right now.
Yeah, we can kind of see the lump on top of the bed, kind of. Zal, how are you? You getting lots of cat loves? How'd you
I
like it?
am wonderful. This is my boy. He climbs on me and is normally a nuisance and picks the worst times to do it.
What's his name?
But his name is Sam.
Oh, I love Sam.
He's very good and he's a cuddler. And he likes to step on my head while I try and sleep.
Mine suffocate me slowly on my chest. They start on the chest and they slowly creep up to your breathing space, and you're like.
Yes, he also likes to step on my neck. He's very impartial on whether it's my throat or my head. Hey. But
Excellent.
yeah, I'm Zelda. My cat just hit my mic with his tail. I'm so sorry. And I play Say, and I had a lot of fun actually having a chance to do things, being that I rolled not terrible.
It turned around for you,
Yay!
finally. Yeah. Where can we find you on Twitter?
I am Zel Ayanami, as you can tell just above my thing, my picture. And I'm on Twitch and Twitter. I stream Monday to Thursday at 3 p.m. PST. I can't use my time zone because no one knows what my time zone is. And I am on the RPG Lab on Tuesdays, and I'm here on Fridays. And I have something possibly coming up in March. So should look out for that on Twitter when that happens. Hello.
Brilliant. Emery, Alice.
Hi.
Glad you're back.
Emery has been running, I think, most of this session, and screaming, flailing, and just, I can't believe I used all my rerolls because Roll20 was not kind today, at all.
Not merciful.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm really already looking forward to next week to see where we end up, and if we can get Harold back as well, like for sure, Wolverine Harold. But or he just comes back as like Sand Pirate. So I'm equally happy with both results. But yes, I'm White Rabbit Pick. That is where you can find me on Twitter. I do all the photography stuffs, and also you can find me here as a DM, as a player, and also over on Tales from the Grim for another Cypher campaign, which is Highlander, and also Lady Blackbird.
So good.
Thank you.
Excellent. I'll do it. I'll say it. I'll do things and give it back to Scrat, I guess. Channel, whatever. Hi, guys. I GM'd this thing called Mortal Spheres, powered by Strange by Monica Games. I have a lot of fun. Tonight was interesting. You can find me on Twitter, Burst of Hope. There are cats abundant. I don't know how they happened. I did not create that username once, but cats happen on Twitter now in addition to Flirt Squads. I play as many games as possible this season to get exposure to all sorts of people and all sorts of campaigns, and I'm loving it. And yeah, just follow me on Twitter. You can find all those great things. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna throw it back to Scrat.
Oh, hi everyone, and thank you, Jess, for a wonderful game. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It's not very often I get to stretch my physics brains out, and I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be a chemist, but I keep getting excited by the science and leaning into physics instead. But hey, wonderful game. I thoroughly enjoy it. My favourite part was being in the car melting scorpions with my mind whilst the scene that I wanted drawn. It was just so clear to me. It was beautiful. Yeah, hi, this is me, this is my channel. There is things, social links. Check out our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube, guys. You can come and be part of the community. You can send me a DM and I'll get you a game. Maybe with cats. I don't think there's anything in TOS about having cats, so we could have a cat game, that could work. Perhaps even a D&D Tabaxi crew or something where we all play as our own cats, or something like that. Rock don't even start on when chemistry and physics stop being a different thing because it gets molecular and we just don't have the time. YouTube, you can catch this show before next week's show on the YouTube, and you can also catch up with the other 3 shows that are already there, so do head over. Patreon, we have a Patreon. You can support us over there for as little as $1 a month, and we very much appreciate it. We have some commissioned articles which are all about TTRPGs and things, so go and check those out too. They're by Renee Radianar, who is a DM on Wednesday nights. We also have merch. You can get a crest on your chest. You can get I'm trying to think of a rhyme with Phi, you know.
Stop.
Like shield,
Yeah,
something like shield, you know. But I haven't got anything yet. But I'll come back to you. I'll get there. I'll wordsmith my way through. What else we have? We have sponsors. Check out Bird and the Storm Publishing, who create modules for D&D and other TTRPGs, and also check out Maychan Press, who made the Dark Matter Alpha a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. We also have some panels below where you can check out things like arasvad.com, tabletop.loot.com, and rootinc.com. So we've got your maps, we've got your accessories, and we've got your dice all covered. You can get 10 to 15% discount on each one using my codes below, and you can just click on the pictures to get there. We are going to go on a raid. Today, we are going to go and visit Little Cup of Joe Jess. Who ran our Ryutama campaign last season, and she's just
she's roaring right now, I think.
Is she?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, she certainly has a brand, and her brand is Kawaii Hot NPCs. And
Can't wait.
I was totally there for it all season. It was great. Yeah. What are we doing now? Little Cup of Joe. That's what I'm spelling. Little Cuppa Joe. Is that how you spell it? I think so. Oh, let's try it. Hey, it's cooling down.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you next time. Bye!